I almost bought a piece of unbuildable land. Like I literally had it under contract. So here's the quick backstory to that. I found this piece of land on Facebook from a wholesaler, and the area was amazing. The comps looked great, and I knew that I could make a really good profit from this. And so I drove out to see the piece of land, and right away I put in my offer. And that night she sent me the contract, and in the contract, there was no due diligence period. And I called her up and I said, hey, can I at least have 7 to 10 days? And she was really hesitant about it. And she said, you know, normally I don't do that. Normally, once you sign the contract, like you buy the property as is. And I said, well, hey, I'm like a new investor and I would, really love to continue to do business with you, but I really need this due diligence period. And so she finally agreed to let me have it. And so the next day I signed the contract, I sent my earnest money to title company, and I started ChatGPTing what I was supposed to do in the due diligence period. And so I started calling the city to verify that the water could be connected and the electric company, and they said yes, everything looked good. There was a soil test done on the whole subdivision years and years and years ago. And that particular lot was approved for a 3-bedroom, like septic system, a normal gravity, like septic system. And so I said, well, that looks great. But I was like, in order to get a septic permit, I might need to get a newer soil test done. So I started reaching out to soil scientists, seeing if they could do a test on that land. Well, none of them could do it within my 10-day due diligence period. Surprise, surprise. And be able to test it and to get it read. And so I was like, man, like, how am I going to verify this? And I decided to call the environmentalist office and see if they had anything newer on this piece of land. And they did. I had no idea. And I am so glad I called them, because I literally would have been stuck with a $48,000 piece of useless land. They told me that there had been a test done and that it was rated for not even a 1-bedroom. And I was really confused as to why. And this is what they said in their email. Basically, they said that this lot was mapped as fill material with one small spot of usable soil that is eliminated with setbacks to the lot line. So thankfully, I was able to get my earnest money back, and I was able to pull out of the contract before I bought the piece of land. So always do your due diligence and do not stop until you have verification for every single piece of utility, easements, setbacks, like it all matters.